The neon "Open" sign at Benny's auto garage flickered for the last time that evening as Eli wiped the sweat from his brow. It was already past 7 p.m., and everyone else had clocked out an hour ago. Eli, however, stayed behind like he always did, double-checking paperwork, organizing tools, and making sure the garage was in perfect shape for the next day. His stomach growled. He hadn't eaten since breakfast, and he was just about to head across the street to grab a sandwich at the local diner when he heard the low rattle of an engine. An old SUV limped into the lot, stalling just before the entrance. Steam hissed from under the hood. Eli turned around, sighing gently but walking toward the vehicle. The driver's door opened, and a woman stepped out. She looked to be in her 30s, visibly tired, hair pulled into a messy ponytail, and wearing clothes that had clearly seen better days. She approached him cautiously. "I know you're closed," she said quickly, "but my car just broke down. I don't know what happened. I don't have anyone else nearby." Eli glanced at the vehicle, then at her. She looked embarrassed, maybe even a little afraid of being turned away. "We technically are closed," he said, then paused. "But I can take a quick look. No promises." Her eyes lit up with relief. "Thank you, seriously." He unlocked the bay door and guided her car inside. The smell of antifreeze hit him the second he popped the hood. "Looks like your radiator hose burst," he said. "Battery's weak too." She looked overwhelmed. "Is that expensive?" "It can be," Eli replied honestly, "but I can patch it up enough to get you home tonight." He got to work without further conversation, moving quickly and efficiently. She sat quietly on a nearby stool, watching him work. After a while, she spoke. "You didn't have to do this." Eli shrugged. "You needed help." He tightened the temporary clamp and topped off the coolant. "Should be good for tonight," he said, "but you'll need a proper fix soon." She stood up, digging into her purse. "How much do I owe you?" Eli shook his head. "Nothing."
"What? No, I can't."
"It's fine," he interrupted gently. "Just help someone else when they need it." The woman stared at him, taken aback. No one does that anymore. Eli gave a small smile and wiped his hands on a rag. Someone should. She thanked him again 3 times before finally driving away into the night. Eli watched her go, then looked across the street at the diner, now dark and closed. He hadn't eaten, but somehow he didn't feel hungry anymore. The next morning started like any other. Eli arrived early, as usual, unlocking the shop before the others. The cool Texas air was crisp, and the rising sun cast long shadows across the garage floor. He flipped on the lights, rolled up the doors, and started prepping the work orders for the day. By 8:15 a.m., the shop was buzzing with activity. Engines revved, tools clanked, and the guys cracked their usual morning jokes. But something was different. Word had spread that the mysterious new co-owner of Benny's auto garage was visiting for the first time today. No one had seen them yet. Benny had only mentioned that someone from out of town had bought into the business. People expected an old businessman or maybe a corporate investor. Eli didn't care much. He kept his head down, working on a stubborn alternator in a Dodge Ram. Then at 9:05 a.m., a sleek black SUV pulled into the lot, the same make and model as the one Eli had worked on the night before, but clean and shining now. He looked up and froze when the driver stepped out. It was her. She wore a sharp blazer, neat jeans, and a confidence that turned heads. But her face, the same one that had looked so exhausted and helpless just 12 hours ago. She walked straight toward Benny, who had come out to greet her. He smiled like he'd just seen an old friend. "Team," Benny called out, waving everyone over. "Meet Ava Sinclair, our new co-owner." The entire staff murmured in surprise. Eli just stood there, stunned. Ava met his gaze and smiled slightly. After the short introductions, Ava made her way over to him. "Hi again," she said warmly. Eli blinked. "You're the new co-owner?" "Guilty," she laughed. "Yesterday was a test, not on purpose. My car really did break down, but I saw more than I expected." "I didn't know who you were," Eli said quickly. "I know," she replied, "and that's what mattered. You skipped dinner, stayed after hours, didn't ask for money, and treated me with kindness." Eli rubbed the back of his neck, embarrassed. Just did what anyone should. No, she said gently. Most wouldn't. You did. Benny walked over, grinning. Ava and I had a talk this morning. Based on your work ethic and what happened last night, we're making a change. Ava nodded. Effective today, your lead mechanic, higher pay, full benefits, and a say in how we run this place. Eli's jaw dropped. I don't know what to say. Say you'll keep doing what you did last night, Ava said. Lead by example. He smiled, still processing it all. I can do that. As she turned to walk back into the office, she added, Also, I owe you dinner. You still hungry? Eli chuckled. Always. And just like that, a simple act of kindness changed his life forever.